Y'all know this is
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy, they call me Miguel. I'm back at it with another video. This time it's gonna get crazy. I'm going to left field. But before we do that, you already know who you chillin' with. It's your boy. We take it to the land of the headbands. Let's get it.
Before I turn the lights out, tell me who the fuck you wanna be.
Alrighty then, it's your boy. Like I told you before, this video is gonna get real crazy because usually I'm talking about realistic things, but I had to come to you before the summer's over. Let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of 2K, so when I'm not making YouTube videos and I'm not talking about somebody, I'm usually playing a video game or something, but my favorite is 2K, NBA 2K, to be exact. No hate to NBA Live, it's just I'm a 2K guy. But I had some problems with this game. I truly love it, and I was watching these wish lists on YouTube, and I was like, I'm not gonna make one because that's really not what my channel's about. But let me tell you something. I had to make one because, and usually, you know, they're showing gameplay of the game and all that, and I could do that, but I wanted to look at the camera face to face because I wanted to tell you guys, look, there's some things that 2K needs to fix on this game. Hopefully they'll hear us, you know? And I don't have like a lot of like things to really critique on, but there's some big things in my mind that we need to talk about this game. Number one, I truly feel like 2K needs to be more diverse when it comes to race in the game. I understand that 80% of the people that are in the NBA right now, today, are mostly black. You know, I understand that. But when they chose Spike Lee, I thought this was gonna be, you know, they're gonna add more cutscenes, and I'm all about the cutscenes because I'm a My Career guy. I love being able to play the game through my eyes, through my experiences. But in the same sense, when they brought Spike Lee on, I thought, okay, more cutscenes, more development in the story. This is gonna be fantastic. But what I found out with other people is that I thought that, you know, because you have black parents in the game, that maybe, you know, it was gonna change for the other people that aren't necessarily my race or African American at that. But it didn't. So you could be a Caucasian guy with a black parent. I mean, and then I guess you can go off the storyline that you were adopted, but that's not the storyline in the first place. You know, you could have been Hispanic, Asian, or a different race, and you know, had, you know, black parents, and then they're using slang, and that's not how you talk. You know, so you don't really connect, or you feel like you're really not a part of the story. You know what I'm saying? That it has nothing to do with you. There's only one route that you can choose, even though not everybody was raised like that, or even though it's called My Career. You know, but it didn't feel like that at times because it felt like you was forced to accept what was going on. You know, you was forced to, you know, have Vic as your best friend. You was forced to have Cece as your sister. You know what I mean? Even though you might not even have a sister in real life. And I'm not saying that, you know, 2K needs to have a story for each particular person, but I just felt like, and I know a lot of people have talked about this before, that if I felt like 2K, when it comes to the story mode, it needs to be more diverse. There needs to be more available story routes. If I don't want everybody to have the same story I have. Kind of like, you know, different games out there. I mean, but overall, I like the story. Going to number two, though, and because I'm a My Career guy, I'm gonna keep talking about it just a little bit more. Because I play it so often, I don't really play My Park or any of the other modes like that. I'll play 5, 6, 7 seasons. I mean, I have no life, really. But, you know, I play that much amount of My Career, and what I hate to see is that you might go through the first and second season, but you'll really notice that the first season there's a lot of cutscenes, and you're forced to, you know, do all this and do all that, and then you don't even actually play that many games in your first season. I think it's like 8 games. You play like 8 games your first season, and then because it's so much story. What I don't like is that you go to the second season, really, there's not that much cutscenes. I feel like if it's your career, there should at least be a decent amount of cutscenes up to at least your 4th or 5th season. I mean, so that way they actually get involved and they want to play the game longer because they know there's going to be more dialogue, there's going to be more action, there's going to be more digest and more things to read and look for, you know what I'm saying, in the game. I know that for developers that's a lot to put in the game, but I mean, you could do it. You're the #1 selling basketball game or maybe sports game right now. So I mean, this is just my opinion. This is just how I feel. I think it was you starting in high school, right? So I'm not asking them to like you make it, you know, so you have a storyline till you're like 35. I'm not asking that. What I'm saying is, let's say you go through a season of your high school basketball and all things that you went through in high school. to get you to where you are now. I'm not asking you to start in elementary or middle school. What I'm asking is that instead of you play like 4 games in high school, make some more cutscenes, I guess, in high school that you play a whole season through high school, and through that experience is what colleges will send you letters and you can choose, and everybody's pressuring you to choose and all this other stuff, right? That would be good. You know what I'm saying? A good, decent amount of time. Then once you get there, then you go to college. Those who like college basketball, you can have a season through that. Then straight go to the NBA, and then that's when the cutscene should explode with a whole bunch of different information, player connections, and all the coach connection, which is what I'm gonna get to next. I just think it should be more. They should hit us with more. I like cutscenes, I really do. I think it makes the story and the game, makes me want to play it more. Put it like that. But going to number 3, like, one of the biggest things that I'm going to talk about in this game that nobody else has talked about on YouTube or in their wish list for 2K17 is this. Why is it that in 2K11, 2K12, you can ask for trades? Meaning, like, not you being traded personally, but you can ask for other players to be traded on your team, and you can ask for players to come to your team. They said that they were going to do this they told us, they lied to us and told us they were going to do this for 2K16, that you could send out a tweet to another player and have them come join your team. Where was that option? Where was that option? I'm still waiting for that. You know, that. But 2K told us we're going to be able to talk to the other players and tell them, you know, you're going to build a connection with them. You can tell them come to your team. And that wasn't the case. I find myself being on teams where, like, I get drafted to a team, and I'm very loyal. So I get drafted to a team, and I want to stay there for a couple seasons, and hopefully we can build something special. And, you know, we can ask players and build the roster. But no. I don't understand the trade logic in 2K, and I still think they need to work on that, because the teams in 2K will make trades for no reason. That they'll break up good chemistry, they'll break up a good season, and, you know, do some bogus stuff. They'll get team needs that don't even need to be filled. You know, you need a point guard, but they'll get a center. What happened to the GM sit down? Whatever happened to that? I think that was very key when you talk about, you know, you like the coach, you need to fire the coach, or you need other players. You don't like this player needs to get more minutes. Whatever happened to that? It's your career, but you have no voice really. The only thing you can choose is where to go, where you want to go, and then you can't choose who's around you. I mean, if you're the star player, I feel like you should get that opportunity. I feel like there should be more player interviews, and when you win a championship, I feel like it needs to be more. Like, you see in the finals, there's all these interviews after they get done winning. The team who wins, there's all these interviews with them. What happened to that? They're on ESPN. You should be able to go on talk shows and talk. They should have a cutscene where, you know, you go back to your city and, you know, they have a parade and stuff. They need to have that in the game. Another thing, going on, I guess, to number 4 is, I feel like 2K it's getting to the point where 2K, I feel like, needs to expand just beyond the basketball court. Okay? But they're getting to the point where you can create and customize your my court and all this other stuff. Customize your you know, the chairs that are in your my court, the basketball hoops and all this other stuff. Your court in association mode. It should go beyond that. Like, I feel like you should be able to drive to the games. You know, there's no point in getting VC after you get done getting your my player to 99. You know, VC for what? You should be able to spend that on stuff like people like to refer to like NBA ballers. When, you know, you can buy all the jewelry and stuff, and they got that in 2K. I think they still need to, you know, have more options in clothing and other stuff. You should be able to wear regular sneakers. That's what I need to talk about. You should be able to wear regular sneakers in 2K. And I mean, they have a good variety of basketball shoes and stuff. I'm not talking about on the court, you know, where you're wearing regular shoes. What I'm talking about is when you're in your my court, you should be able to wear regular shoes. Or when you're playing my park, you should be able to wear regular shoes, because that's what street ball is. I see plenty of dudes, and I play basketball, I see plenty of dudes wearing Roshi runs, or I see plenty of dudes playing in Hirachis, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, Converse. I mean, not so much, but like but that's a basketball option on the court. You can wear Converse. So I mean, I don't know. But back to what I was saying, you should be able to like buy cars, maybe the option to drive the game or drive to practice, stuff like that. In your my court, you see how like the wallpaper, you should be able to expand it to make it bigger, stuff like that, you know, to make your my court bigger. Outdoor my court, you know, you should be able to buy that. Or like when you're walking into the tunnel, you should be able to like be able to buy different outfits that when you're walking in the tunnel, you know, the camera follows you. You should be able to do that, you know, buy outfits for that, and they should put that in the game. When it comes to like your my player, I don't like how there's a gap when you get to like I think level 88, and then you have to go to like practice whatever and get it up the rest of the way. I don't feel like that's necessary. If you're playing games and your guys getting good, it should just keep going. I do feel like if you're gonna go to practice though, what they need to do is, one, change the camera angles, two, make the practice mean something. There should be more 5-on-5 scrimmages with your team, and then there should be some talking, like some dialogue with your teammates. You know what I mean? Let's say you're playing 5-on-5 in practice, and the backup point guard pushes you too hard. There should be like, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that unless you don't want to play the next game. There should be like some dialogue, you know, so to make it interesting. Or let's say y'all have a good practice, you know, and you're like, hey, since you're the star, you should be like, tell your teammate or whatever, good practice, man. You know what I'm saying? Just do that in the game, you know. Have like there should be some dialogue in practice. There should be more. If you never noticed, sometimes they'll have like NBA legends come to your practice, and if that happens, there should be more VC giving if you do good. Or he should be able to talk to you like when you have the voiceovers, there should be a voiceover for him. You know, all little things that should be thrown out there. That was just my like quick top list of what I think needs to be fixed, what needs to be worked on, and what needs to be implemented into the game. And if you did that 2K, I love you forever. And yeah, they should need more cutscenes. You know, if you're a star, they should be treated like a star. Fans should be coming out, you should be giving autographs, all types of stuff, man. But that's really it. You know, I could keep going, but I won't. I appreciate you going to my channel and checking out my videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and give me some feedback. If you like this video, make sure you go check out my other videos. There should be in the link below. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, 2K, you know what I'm saying, appreciate you listening to me. Everybody else, appreciate it. I'm gone. Blah.